about industries and their classification. Industries. For any for a country economy, industry is the main source. Industrialization started in England in the 18th century. Since then, it has spread to the rest of the world. In India, industrialization got a major boost after India got independence. Industries are generally classified on the basis of size, ownership, and raw material. Classification on the basis of size. The size of an industry could depend upon number of laborers employed, the capital invested, or the area of the industry occupies. Let us take about cottage industry. This type of industry is a household unit run by a family. The craftsmen and the family members carry on the traditional work. Such industries generally produce all kinds of handicrafts, handloom products, jewelry, pottery, etc. These industries are encouraged by government. Below is an image showing a man making a pot. Small scale industries. What are small scale industries? Small scale industry is smaller industry than large scale industry. These industries use machinery, power and labor for production. Electronic goods, sports equipment, brassware, bicycles, toys, etc. are produced in small scale industries. Sometimes these goods are exported to international markets. The government provides incentives to encourage such industries. Here is an example image showing wooden toy factory, which is an example of small scale industry. Now let us look into large scale industry. Large scale industries involve huge investments, professional management, and large skilled and unskilled labor. The technology used is very superior and large quantities of products are manufactured. Large scale industries producing iron and steel, cement, railway engines and coaches, textiles, etc. are examples of large scale industries. Tata Steel at Jamshedpur, the Chittaranjan locomotive and automotive industry, and Madura oil refinery industries can be classified under large scale industries. Here is an image showing an automobile industry, which is an example of large. Coming to the second type of classification, that is classification based on ownership. Based on ownership, there are four types of industry. They are public sector industry, private sector industry, joint sector industry, and cooperative sector industry. Let us learn about them in detail. Public sector industry. The public sector industries are owned by state or central government. Examples like Bharat Heavy Electrical Limited and Indian Oil Corporation Limited are well-known industries in public sector. Here is an image of Bharat Electrical Limited, which is an example of public sector. Coming to private sector industry. Private sector. Private sector industries are owned by individuals or groups. Example Tata Steel Industry and Godrej are examples of private sector industries. Reliance Petroleum is an example of private sector industry. Here is an image of Reliance Petroleum industry. Joint sector industry. What is joint sector industry? Joint sector industry is owned by government and private entrepreneurs or private companies. Maruti Udyog Limited is an example of joint sector industry. It is owned by Government of India and Suzuki Company of Japan. Where two governments combine and set up an industry is known as a joint sector industry. Below you can see an image of Maruti Udyog Limited. Coming to the last type, that is cooperative sector industry. Cooperative sector industries are owned by, operated by producers or suppliers of raw materials, workers for both. Members of these cooperatives share profit earned by the company. The dairy sector, sugar mills, and handloom sector generally operate in this manner. Amul products, showing an image of Amul products. This is an example of cooperative sector industry. Coming to the last type of classification, that is classification based on raw materials. Agro-based industries. These industries process agricultural produce like sugarcane, cotton, jute, textile, potato, and pastoral industries are those industries which derive their raw materials from animals. Products from these industries include milk products like cheese, butter, woolen garments, leather products, etc. These industries are small scale industries. Denmark and New Zealand are famous for their dairy product industries. Punjab and Jammu Kashmir are famous for its woolen textile industries. Forest-based industries. These industries are based on forest products. The packaging industry, the furniture industry, sports and good industries are good examples of these forest-based industries. Coming to next type, that is mineral based industry. These industries are based on minerals. For example, iron, steel, aluminium, cement, etc. Are produced from these mineral based industries. These industries are large scale industries. For example, Jamshedpur in India is a well known for steel industry.